Hi everybody, welcome back to Vernice and Chun. Today we are actually starting a podcast.
Yes. So this podcast, at least for me personally, it's really hard on my heart. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and it's why don't we have any friends? And we're gonna get more into that. But first off, let me say welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our channel. And if you are new, thank you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate you being here. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are enjoying this video, and we have so much more to come.
Beard Papas. This is actually one of my favorite childhood snack. Not snack, but it's actually pretty expensive where I came from. $30, not US dollar, Hong Kong dollar. But yeah, my parents, every time when my parents bought me one of these, I was very happy.
And it was pretty pricey. It's 4 treats in here, 4 like little treats, and it was like $16.
Was pricey here too? Yeah, they just recently opened up in Las Vegas, so we just went.
Yes. Comment down below if you guys want us to go to Beer Papa's and show you guys the store in Las Vegas.
So it's like a puff with sweet cream in there.
So which one are you trying?
Try the original one.
I'm gonna try the chocolate. One also has vanilla flavoring in it.
Same thing, the feeling is like vanilla sweet cream.
Yes. These are good. Oh, and we got strawberry. Oh my gosh, strawberry. Ooh! All right, so now we are getting into the podcast. I'm just gonna like basically talk about my personal experience. Yeah. Right now, at the moment in my life, I literally feel like I have no friends.
Yeah.
Like
your own personal experience?
I'm 21 and I feel like I have no one that I can go out to a club with, or I can go on like a breakfast brunch with, or like I can FaceTime for hours. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's always been a point in my life where I've had a big group of friends, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I've always been a social butterfly. I've always been able to like, you know, fit into any type of group. It doesn't matter who they are. Like I've always been able to put myself out there in that way. But right now I kind of feel like kind of like in my own bubble, of course, like not including me, but like it just feels like I don't have anyone to relate to.
I'll say this though, a lot of time what you have is all about yourself. It's like if you allow yourself to have that, if you give yourself permission to have that, I feel like that's what it is. Mm-hmm. I feel like you didn't give yourself permission to have that in a way. Maybe it's because you truly don't actually want that in the first place. When you say that, oh, you want a friend that, like, you know, if you want to go to the bar, you can just go have that. But you know that that's not what you want.
It's not.
That's not the friend you want. It's so not. It has nothing to do with, it's not because, I would say every single little situation is your own doing. Every single thing. Even though you think that, oh, I don't have friends like that, because you compare yourself to how having friends is supposed to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me, a big thing that's like really conflicting me is that I'm like 21 years old. Like, this is like supposed to be like the time of my life. This is supposed to be the time where I'm really just having fun and like, you know, doing all that. At least that's what, you know, like, I don't like to compare myself to like what I see on the internet and what I see on media, but I absolutely hate the feeling of of feeling like I'm missing out on something. Yeah, and sometimes it feels like I'm literally missing out on my life. but at the same time, like this year alone has been the most loneliest year of my life. And like when I'm saying all this, I'm not like, you are an exception. Like you are my world.
I know.
Like we both know that. But like I'm talking about when it comes to like social groups. Yeah. I've never felt this alone in my life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've made so much improvement with my goals and the things that I want to do in my life. I have very, very high goals of like what I want to do in my life, and I feel like me having no friends is completely my fault. 100%. And it's because, I don't know, like I'll hang out with people and then I'll just fall off. Or like I just stop talking to them.
Yeah, having friends is, I want to say maintain it, because if you try to maintain a friendship, that's when you feel like, that's when you actually go out of your way to hold up a friendship, right? Then the friendship's gonna die off eventually, because you can't just do that 24/7. It has to be something that really genuinely you personally think that there's a value into this relationship. That's why you invest time in it. That's why you invest, time, love, and all that into a friendship. You know what I mean? Is we're not supposed to maintain it, and in a way, how do I say it? If you think that you're missing out, you know what I mean? Go experience. Go see how you feel about that. Go see how you feel about. Don't be afraid to go out and see how you feel about it. Go have friends that go to the bar with, and see how you feel about it. You know what I mean?
But
and if you deny that, means that you don't actually want that.
Yeah, because no, seriously, just you saying that, it just sounds so ick to me. Like I don't want that shit. Like I know that that's not what I want.
Yeah.
But
you feel like it's missing.
I see friends kind of like people are going to probably take this really wrong, because like I don't want me to come off as like black and white like a robot, but I do feel like friends are supposed to give each other something of value. Meaning if that is love or knowledge, it has to be a switch of something. Like I'm giving you something and you have to give me something. So like when you're constantly taking from someone, or when you're constantly giving to someone, it's never a balance. And right now the goals that I have doesn't align with anyone.
I'll say this, I'll give you this though. When it comes to friends, even though you say all that, find a balance, all that, friends is, if you find a like actual friend, you realize that you don't have to purposely calculate, have I given more than taken, or have I taken more than given. When you have a real friend, it's never about that. It's never about that. It's never about how much you give, how much you take. You'll be willing to give, and they will be willing to give as well in a way. Like even though you haven't given anything, they'll still be willing to give. That's what a friendship is. I feel like it's
when you don't have to think about it that hard.
When you don't,
like it's kind of just like this is how it is.
I feel like everything comes really naturally. If we really want to calculate every single little thing, then it doesn't feel genuine at all. You know what I mean?
Okay, I understand that, like, be patient, and like, your friends will come to you. But I do believe that, like, you also still have to put yourself out there, and you still have to be open to building these type of relationships.
Yeah, not for them though, for you though. You have to allow yourself to put yourself out there. In a way, friendship, you also need to open up in a way. It's like you have to allow yourself for other. That also another issue that is about our self-improvement, instead of like, putting ourselves out there so other will feel better. It's not about that. It's all about us giving up ourselves permission to have friends. And friends is not, you don't need to share every single little thing with friends. I wouldn't say it's friends, but like human, like people overall. You know what I mean? They all like, not everybody's gonna understand what you're talking about. Maybe one or two things that you guys can relate together, and that's all it needs. You know what I mean? One or two things. Oh, I do this, you do this. Oh, I do this too.
You know what I really want? I really, like, this is me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be sharing this, but I really do want to have friends that are into content and into creating.
Yeah.
I just feel like if it's like an empty hole in my heart, like not having people that are passionate about it, as we are, or like even like I feel like we do know, like, of course we know a lot of creatives, but like having close friends that are also creatives.
I feel like that's very surprising. You can't just go for that type of thing. In a way, you have to go out. Exactly what you say. Allow yourself to go out and put yourself out there, and then things just go like, you could just go on the street and just smile at someone and say, hey, good morning, and then you will get to know about them a lot. You can never tell.
Yes.
You can never tell.
Yes. And you know what's funny? Like, I was at a cafe 2 days ago, and I was just doing work and stuff like that, and then there was 2 kids,
Yeah.
like, you know, they were in college,
Yeah.
probably like 20, 21,
Yeah.
and they were talking about, like, them building their website.
Yeah.
And I wanted so bad. Like, I was literally shaking because I wanted to say, like, I wanted to say hi. I wanted to, like, you know, be like, hey, like, I don't mean to overhear you, but like, what you're doing, it sounds interesting. Like, tell me, like, I want to know some, like, tell me more. What do you guys do? What are you guys doing this for? Like, what do you? Like, I wanted to start a conversation with them so badly, but like, I don't know if it's my head or just like, you know, social norms.
Yeah.
It's more of like just social norms of like just like, you know, I don't want to come off rude, or I don't want to disturb what they're doing, or I don't want to, you know, I don't want to like come off as like a crazy person.
Well,
you know what I mean?
that's when you actually do ask yourself, am I being rude by asking what you're doing? Am I really? Is it really rude for you to ask someone what you're doing?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. You have to look at the big pictures. They might react weird, but does not mean that you're rude, right?
No.
Yeah. So we have to rewire your brain as if someone react weird to me, look at me weird. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm acting weird.
So what you're saying is just insecurities. It's just like
no,
because if it's rewiring, you know, of the way you think about not the situation but about yourself.
So events. So I would say this. That's how the brain works. Events happen, right? We look at it. That's one part system of the brain.
Yeah.
Another part of the system of the brain is actually how we process the thing. So we see this event, we saw this person looking at me weird, that's an event. And how we process it, we process it as, am I being too rude? Maybe we can process it as, maybe you have to look at the big pictures. You have to be able to have awareness.
Can I say something for people that are really about action? I'm going to start this starting today. I'm going to go up to at least 2 people that I don't know and compliment them or say hi or just step out of my comfort zone of like talking to people.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that twice a day, and I'm saying this on this video. I'm going to dedicate myself to that because I feel like it's so important. And like even after like the last few years with quarantine and COVID, like I feel like I used to be a social butterfly, and now like when it comes to like big groups, like, you know, it's good to be quiet and like really listen, but like I have a hard time having conversations with people now, and that could be also a big reason why it's harder for me to make friends at this point in my life.
Yeah, I would say it's a good practice to exactly what you say, get out of your comfort zone. That's a good practice, but to really get to know a person, that's a whole different practice. That's a whole different practice. In a way, like, where,
yeah.
And I would say this, it is very, very, like, you know, it is the best way to meet friends is through a group.
Interesting.
Not through a group. It's really weird when you walk into a group of people. No, I didn't mean that. But in a setting where, like, you know, you get to know people in the same event or that attend to an event in the same purpose.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
For the same purpose. For example, if we all come here for influential events, then there's this one purpose that everybody came here for. If we're going for this cooking events, then everyone's
already connected in a way.
Yeah.
And then like
there's already, because the events already put everybody in a common ground where there is, you know, there's a reason for people to come to this event, you know what I mean? Or it doesn't need to be event, it just could be whatsoever. That. Yeah.
I love that a lot. When you know that you are surrounded by certain people that you don't want to be surrounded by anymore, how do you slowly come out of those type of situations?
I feel like
especially if you're like around these people like 24/7 constantly.
Yeah.
Like what do you do?
Be with the people that is 24/7. Like living with them.
No, not living with them, but like, you know, it's just such a big change. You know what I mean? From wanting to hang out with someone every day to like absolutely not wanting to hang out with them at all. You know what I mean? And like, how do you? Because a lot of people do it in such a messy and toxic way of like ghosting them, or like, you know, starting an argument. And when you grow from someone and you slowly just want to go away, it shouldn't have to be that complicated in my opinion.
I don't think it's toxic to ghost somebody in a way.
You don't think it's toxic to ghost people?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's toxic to ghost somebody.
Yeah, because no one owes you an explanation. I understand that.
No, it's not that. It's not that. I don't think ghosting people is necessarily bad. Depends on how you do it.
Okay.
If you're ghosting it just because you want the attention of it, not the attention of it, but if you're doing that for self-help, self-love, out of self-love, out of self-respect, I don't think it's bad at all. Why would that be bad? And you said, how do you? Your main question is, how do you get out of it, right? How do you get? I don't think it's that complicated. Just get out of it. You just don't. But during that action, during that process of the action, you probably have different type of thought, thinking that, oh, if I do this, I will have no friends again. You might have doubts, you might have like different things, but obviously you didn't want to be there, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
So you just gotta break down every single little thing for yourself.
Interesting.
Like obviously you don't want to be there, and why are you still scared about not having friends? And even if you do want friends, those are not the things that you want. You have a clear mind on that, you know what I mean?
But like kind of like just putting yourself first and like really understanding like who you are as a person, because
that's what friendship is still. You still gotta put yourself as
priority.
Not priority. If you don't have a self-awareness, you basically you didn't exist in this world in your own perspective. You understand that?
Yeah.
You don't exist in your own world because you didn't put yourself in it. You yourself is part of the friendship, so you kind of need.
But if you're around someone, or if you're with someone for a long point of time, this could even go like relationships. You even if like you're not really into that relationship anymore, you are still like very connected to that person.
Well, that means
so
that means that you still see value in the relationship. That means that you still see value in the relationship. What is the value of the relationship? You gotta identify that. What is the thing that's holding you back?
Identify the value in the relationship.
That
is beautiful.
And if you think like, and if you think certain thing like, you know, if you was like, oh, I don't know if there's a right friendship, then time out a little bit. Just take your time out a little bit. I feel like that doesn't just go for friendship. I feel like that goes for everything, life whatsoever. If you're aware of what's going on, if you're aware of how you feel, if you allow yourself, give yourself permission to feel how you feel.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to talk. Allow yourself to form an opinion of your own.
Yeah.
That's where you really get to know yourself.
If you are like by yourself, meaning that you're having time to really develop your own opinions and having time to really understand who you are as a person and have a relationship with your person. If you don't have a relationship with yourself, you can't have a relationship with others.
It all starts from yourself.
Yeah.
That's a simple.
Take your time with yourself. Take your time to really have a relationship with yourself, and it'll come. It'll come when it's time to come. And don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to really understand, you know, if I do want friends, what type of friends do I want?
Do you give yourself permission to have friends?
Do you give yourself permission to have friends? It's beautiful.
Or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is like that. Like, it's not just friendship. Sorry, one last thing. It's not just friendship. That goes to life. Is, do you think you're worthy of that one thing? Right? Do you think you deserve that one thing? Yeah. We get what we think we deserve. We're gonna try the strawberry puff.
We tried the strawberry, the matcha.
The matcha.